It's that time of the year again where we start looking for delicious recipes to tantalize our taste buds and to wow our guests. If you're looking for those kind of rice recipes, you don't need to look anywhere else. These recipes have got you covered. These are the ingredients for our native jollof rice, not a lot. We're starting with some smoked catfish. It will add a lot of native flavor. I have some scent leaf. If you don't have scent leaf, you can use ugu. I've substituted it sometimes, but the flavor of scent leaf is more, more interesting for this recipe. I'll be using rice as well. I have red onion for this recipe. I also will be using some shrimp and calamari, and this is going to be like a seafoody native jollof rice. I also will be using dried shrimp, and I love the flavor this brings to native jollof rice. I do feel like making the base for native jollof rice is similar to how I make efforiro. It's just you add rice and turn it into native jollof rice. I have amazing efforiro recipe on this channel. I think I have about 2 or 3, so check them out and you'll see the similarities. We have some palm oil. You can choose to use vegetable oil for this. I'll be using different types of peppers. So I have this chili and I have the scotch bonnet that is on the table and I forgot to bring up, but basically different types of peppers. So just choose any pepper you can find. This is tatashe. What I'll do with it is blend it and boil it in a pot until the water reduces. I'll also be using this smoked fish. This is smoked hake, smoked kwanla fish. The flavor of this fish is amazing, so we're using it for this recipe. I'll start by pouring the blended tatashe into a pot, and I've tried to make sure I didn't add liquid so that it boils faster and dries faster. Once that's done, I will heat up a pot, and I'm using my Radiance pot today. I got this pot a while ago and I love it so much, especially the color. It is called Radiance Cookware and they have different colors. I'll put the link to their Instagram page in the description box. It's a cast iron pot, so I've just put the oil in it and then I just heat it up a bit and then I add my onions. I'm going to fry this onion till it is a bit soft. The way you fry your onions will affect the taste of your food, so allow it to soften so that it can release everything it has in it and it becomes a bit sweeter. Now I'm going to add a pepper mixture. This is not the tatashe blend. This is the chili pepper and the scotch bonnet like atarodo that I blended roughly together. I like to blend it rough together for this recipe because I like to see the specks of pepper. Also, there's a delicious aroma and flavor you get from frying onion and pepper. Next, I'm adding the tatashe blend and I'm just going to stir everything till it starts cooking. Next, I'm adding the dried crayfish. I already soaked it in water to get rid of the dirt, and then I'm adding the dried catfish as well, and then the deboned kwanla fish, and I'm just going to mix everything together. So I want it all to cook together before I put the rice. For seasoning, I'm using some stock powder. I'm also going to add some salt. You don't need a lot of seasoning for this dish because the fishes already provide all the flavor, and we're going to use some shrimp and calamari later. All of these are flavors. You can choose to use iru for this recipe, but I did not want to. Iru will also provide additional seasoning. Now that the sauce is cooked, I'm going to add my washed rice, and I'm just adding it batch by batch so that the sauce is enough for the rice. So I'm just going to stir fry everything for about 2 to 5 minutes before I add water. Since you've watched this video to this point, you'll probably like it. So if you like this video, please click the like button. And if you're watching my channel and you have not pressed that subscribe button, please do. so that you join the family and you get all these recipes delivered straight to your inbox. Something else you have to do also if you're subscribed is to turn on bell notifications, because I notice a lot of you do not get notified when I upload my videos. So please turn on bell notifications. Thank you so much. Now I'm going to add enough water to cook the rice. The beauty of this pot is that you do not need to add a lot of water to cook your food, because it's a cast iron pot, so by the time I cover it, it is very heavy. It will steam cook. While the rice is cooking, I'm going to season the calamari and the shrimp. So I'm just adding stock powder and some salt. I'm also going to add some ground pepper because I love how it looks, and I feel like fishy foods tend to nauseate me easily, so I like it to be very, very hot. I'm going to heat up a pan, add some vegetable oil, and then add the shrimp and calamari as it has been marinating for a bit, and I'm just going to stir fry this, and it just releases a beautiful, delicious aroma. Now look, our rice is ready, but we're going to take it to another level. We'll add the calamari and the shrimp, and don't you want to take a bite right now? It looks so good. And then now I'm going to add the scent leaf for final flavoring, and then mix everything together. If you were serving this at an event, you can just garnish it like this on the top and leave it, and then it will look so pretty. But because we're eating it right now, feel free to stir everything together. At this point, I've already turned off the cooker, and you know this is cast iron, there's residual heat, so that is what is going to, cook the vegetables. And you don't need the vegetable to be like cooked. If not, you will lose the color, and then you lose a bit of the flavor. So you need it to be bright and beautiful like this. I present to you my delicious seafoody native jollof rice. I hope you try this recipe. I will be so glad if you do. This is one of my favorite recipes, and another great way to make jollof rice. Not every time the other type of jollof rice, The next recipe is my fried rice recipe. This is my shrimp fried rice recipe. I hope you enjoy it. Now we're home and time to cook. I have prepped all my ingredients. I'm adding butter to a pan and some vegetable oil, and I'm just going to let that melt. I'm going to add some onion and then just allow that fry for a bit till it becomes a bit sweet. Next, I'm going to add my atarodo that I have chopped. I'm also going to add a mixture of green pepper and then ginger garlic that I've chopped as well, and just stir everything together. I like to add my thyme and my curry powder to the oil because it makes it more fragrant, and then I just wanted more ginger and garlic, so I added ginger garlic paste. And the aroma in the kitchen at this point was just amazing. So just fry that for a few seconds. Now add some bay leaves and then your washed basmati rice. I've washed it and I've drained it, and I'm just going to stir fry that for a few minutes. This is going to make sure that my rice is standing singular by singular. This fried rice recipe is one of my easy recipes. I mean, it's not easy. If you want more delicious recipes like this, especially Nigerian recipes that you wouldn't find anywhere with techniques that will give you the best results, you need to get my cookbooks. My cookbooks are available on Amazon for hard copies, and then you can get e-copies downloaded to your phone, and the link is in the description box down below. Now I'm going to add some chicken stock, some extra seasoning, and then some salt. Add some already boiled water so that the cooking process can start fast. Stir everything together and then allow to cook. Once the rice is cooked, fluff it and then set it aside while we make the other portion of the fried rice. In a pan, I'm going to add some vegetable oil, some seasoned prawns, and just allow that to cook. I'm adding the prawns first because we want the flavor of the prawn in the oil and to use the oil to fry the rest of the ingredients. Now that the prawns are almost cooked, I'm going to set them aside, and then we're going to add our pre-cut vegetables. So I'm adding the carrots, I'm adding the green beans, I'm adding the red bell pepper, green bell pepper, yellow bell pepper. You can add maybe only green bell pepper, but I had these at home. And I always make sure I season my vegetables. If not, it will not be sweet. It's not the seasoning in the rice you need for this to be delicious. Always season your vegetables. In fact, always season everything you're cooking in moderation so that when you put everything together, it's not salty. So just a little bit here, a little bit there. Once the vegetables are almost cooked, I'm going to bring back the rice. So I like to do this process because this is the process of fried rice I grew up with, and that's because when you do it portion by portion, you make sure there's enough ingredients to go with your rice. I know some people don't care. In some people's pot of fried rice, it's 1 carrot per spoon, but I like to see a lot of vegetables in my fried rice. And also, this is a time where you can adjust the seasoning if the seasoning was not enough. So I like to do this in batches. Also, this process ensures that your rice is properly fried. It will not get bad on time if you follow this process, instead of the other process where you just pour your vegetables in your rice and just mix everything and you steam it. So this is what our fried rice is looking like. Dinner was so delicious. The chicken recipe will be coming soon. This next recipe is my Assum rice recipe. It is a hit every time and I can't wait to share it with you. We start by seasoning goat meat. So I'm adding some beef stock powder, some salt, onion, and we'll just allow it to steam and release some juice. Once it has released the juice, I'm going to add some water, enough to boil this meat and make it tender. I need to use the beef stock for the rice. Now the goat meat is cooked. I'm just going to transfer it to my baking tray and then put it in the oven. Alternatively, you can fry it in oil and use that same oil to fry the rice at the end, and it's going to add more flavor. But this is what I'm doing today. Now I'm adding butter to a pan. This is unsalted butter, and I'm just going to wait for it to melt. Next, I'm going to add some onion and then just stir that a bit. Now is the perfect time to add my ginger paste, and this is going to add a lot of flavor. We'll just keep stirring that. Everything is going to be so aromatic at this point. By the way, if you are someone that likes short, fast recipes, then you need to follow me on Instagram, because that's where I post my quick recipes. Not all the recipes make it to my YouTube page. So if you need more meal inspo, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. It is the same, SISIYEMMIE everywhere. SISIYEMMIE TikTok, SISIYEMMIE Instagram. For this recipe, I'm using basmati rice. I've already washed the rice till the water ran clear. So I'm adding it to the pot and just frying that for a bit. It's going to help with the rice not sticking to each other. You see how it looks like in the end. I'm doing this for about 3 to 5 minutes, just for a short time. Next, we are going to add the goat meat stock and then some more water. This stock is going to elevate the flavor of the rice. I'm also going to season it with some extra beef cubes and some salt, just so that there's enough seasoning in the rice. You do not want your rice to be soggy, so what I would recommend is just having enough water to boil the rice. If it turns out that the water is dry and the rice is not cooked, just allow residual steam to just finish it off. Now the rice is cooked, and I'm just going to fluff it and put it to the side so that it cools a bit. Next, I'm going to add some tatashe, some yellow scotch bonnet, and some onion, and I'm just going to add just a little bit of water and then just blend that a bit rough. In a pan, I've added a bit of vegetable oil, and now I'm adding some bleached palm oil. This changes the flavor of this rice, you guys. This is why you don't need to add things like curry, thyme, because the flavors that are here are already bold and they're enough to define this dish. So I've added the tatashe mixture, I've seasoned it with some salt and beef stock seasoning, and really that is all you need to do. If you want to make it extra, you can add some iru, but I didn't want to add that and it was still delicious. This is our grilled goat meat. This is how it turned out. I'm going to put it in the pepper sauce and mix everything together. This sauce on its own, you guys, was fire. I was tempted not to continue this recipe, but we have to get to the end because it tasted so good. Next, I'm going to add some bell peppers, yellow bell pepper and red bell pepper, and just mix that in. I didn't want to add green bell pepper because you guys know the flavor can interrupt what we're trying to do here. The next thing is to introduce the rice to the sauce. Let them get to know each other because this is going to be a beautiful marriage. We're just going to stir fry everything. That is all we need to do. So just continue stirring till all the rice is coated in the sauce. This is a very delicious recipe that you will not find in many places. I don't think you'll find it anywhere. This is a very unique and personal recipe that my family loves. Just combination rice. Abi, what should we call it? I think I will call it Asun combination rice. That's what I'm gonna call it. If you want delicious recipes from me, you guys, you know what to do. Go to the link in the description box and download my cookbooks. I have recipes that are unique that are delicious, fast and easy to make, and ingredients that you will always find around you. Not too much ceremony, simple but delicious. Also, if you've watched the video up to this point, do not forget to click the like button and subscribe. So as you can see, I've just added scent leaves, but you guys know the thing about scent leaves, the color changes really fast. So if you wanted to present this rice, you should do it quickly. Turn off the heat so that the color is still vibrant, or you can add extra vegetables. I added some parsley to just add a pop of color to the rice, but the scent leaves, give it a lot of flavor. This is what our rice is looking like. This is the color in like natural lighting. It is so colorful. I added some parsley just for some extra pops of green. This rice finished in 5 minutes. In like 10 minutes, there was no evidence that we made this rice. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!